Hi, this is Carolyn Hancock, and welcome to my studio. How about a little fun today, and let's analyze this painting that's almost finished. The first thing is the hat. To me, the hat is just wonderful like it is. It has enough detail, and it, in person, looks like wool. It has that texture, that feel of wool. Her face is pretty much done. It's okay. The expression in the eyes is good, but the highlight in the eye, I will have to redo the shape of those highlights. The color of her hair, I watched a movie the other day about Coco Chanel, and her hair was really dark brown with some red in it. So for this painting, I have it too dark, too black. I will lighten that up with some browns and some reds, and I think that will bring it forward a little bit better. Her hand is pretty good. I still have some value adjustments to make in it. The cigarette is the very key important thing in this painting. So I will give a lot of attention to the cigarette and make it come forward and be more of an important detail in the painting. Her cape or shawl looks a little unfinished, but actually I kind of like it. The background color is showing through that burgundy or magenta, whatever that color is, and makes it look comfy and used, and so I'm probably going to leave it like that rather than putting the darks like this dark shadow right here. Leave that alone. The hand down at the bottom is just blocked in right now. It will not have the detail that the other hand has. I don't want it to draw attention, to have any focus on it. So it'll be almost impressionistic, I think, in it. What's happening to me right here in this background on the left compared to the one on the right, I absolutely love this purple shadow right here. The direction of it leads right up to her eye, which is exactly what I want. However, that shadow line draws my eye too much. I see it, and really I shouldn't. So even though I'm in love with it, I'm going to have to take it to the same kind of finish as the one over on the left, with some of the other colors showing through, less of a line and less of a solid color. When I originally composed this painting, I had a solid wall going across the back, a horizontal wall at 8 inches down from the top, which is a third of the painting. And as the painting developed, I somehow worked it into, there would be a secondary room behind her, this room right here on the right hand side. So I moved the floor. Isn't that wonderfully easy as an artist? I moved the floor back a little bit and created a second room, this pale gray as compared to the goldish one that's over on this side. And then I wanted to tie in the fact that Coco Chanel was a fashion designer. So I needed articles in the background that would indicate that is what her career was about. I have a model form right here, and in some thoughts I think that maybe that's too dark, that I should lighten it up a little bit, but I really don't want to. For some reason I like it. A judge in a competition might say, hey, that's wrong, but I like it. And rather than putting pearls on her, which I may eventually do, but for right now have decided not to, I have draped some strands that might read as pearls on the dress form. In the back wall, I put in what might look like sketches of a dress, or in this case, the famous Coco Chanel suit, box jacket and skirt and a hat. I think that's enough back there. I'd considered putting in more sketches across right in this area, but I might leave it just like that. The problem area to me right now has been this area of the wall on the left. I originally loved this drape of purple fabric coming down with other scraps of fabric in front of it, but it draws my attention too much away from where I want it to be, which is of course on her face, on her eyes. But in looking at that dark line where the fabric falls on the floor, and kind of looking at it with my eyes, I'm thinking I will create this wall as at an angle leading back to the interior wall back there. If I do that, take that horizontal line out and instead make a soft angle like that, that will create a nice little triangle from the cigarette to the eyes down to the slope of that wall. So that's my plan to do next. And as well as to lighten that fabric a lot. The two pieces that are hanging from the wall in the back, I think they're okay in value. They don't jump out at you. Another little quirk in the painting is I did this gold wall with pan pastels, iridescent gold. And that little swat right there at the top of her hat, it's a highlight. It turned out lighter than any other spot on there. And again, just like the purple down here, I love it. So I may just leave it. It sort of defines the back of her hat. And that's about all that I will continue to work on. So the question is, do I put pearls in there or leave her alone? I think that they will draw too much attention, and the cigarette is the real key in this case. So that's it on this painting. Draw it back in and see the finished painting in a few days. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.